So this is my work in progress of the TRX4 VS410 mix. It's basically just a VS410 chassis kit with Trx4 axles underneath, and that's basically it. It retains the shifting servos for the diffs, but the third servo I still have it on order, but this is going to be dig. I have the basic Vanquish 3-gear transmission with all Vanquish hardware inside, like the gears, and a Vanquish dig here. 56-tooth spur, 13-tooth pinion, running a Polar Pro V2 2700 kV along with a Mamba X on 4S. This is a DS power servo. It's high voltage, about 38 kilograms at 8.4 volts, but currently it's just running 6 volts because these servos are only rated at 6 volts. So that's it so far. I'll put in a BEC later on, but this is just it completed. We have obviously the Trx4 axles. These are just the old axles I had on my TRX4, completely stock insides, with the exception of the front, which has GRC V2 knuckles and C-hubs. This basically gives me extra clearance. The rear, these are just Amazon no-name portal boxes, but for the lockouts I'm still using the stock housing lockouts. Again, stock plastic housings, though GRC diff covers. This just adds a bit of durability, stops especially for the front axle it from wearing into the axle. All the links on here are homemade custom links out of stainless steel. Bottom links are 1/4 inch and top links are 3/16 inch. All the steering, pan hard and drag link are also made out of 3/16 inch stainless. Drive shaft wise, this is a mix, so this is actually a MIP TRX4 Defender rear center drive shaft and a MIP TRX4 Bronco rear center drive shaft. The overall wheelbase is around 13.25. It's a pretty long truck. I'm still experimenting with it. I seem to have pretty good luck with longer wheelbases. To me at least, it seemed to handle better, especially for climbing. Shock wise, these are G-made RSD shocks with a pen spring mod, so I put a spring in the inside, and the stock springs that came with these shocks were way too hard and way too long. These are for some short plastic 70mm shocks that came with the MSD CMX. And the rears are actually drift springs, out of all things. These are super soft MST drift springs, and they are currently a little too short, even with the preload sort of maxed out, but they seem to work alright. There's also the aluminium mounting plate that came stock with the VS410 chassis kit, but I did cut off the wings of the battery tray because it was interfering with the tires at sort of max compression, and honestly I'm not running big batteries anyways. The rest is just these two are glued on, so the case, not the servo but just the servo holder is glued on. We're using E6000, and that's basically it.